Hello, everyone. It's great to see you all. The speakers have already mentioned about this, and there are many demonstrations going on in Sejong, including the autonomous driving demonstration project. In the future, I think that many autonomous vehicles will be tested and demonstrated in Sejong in support of the relevant ministries. And in that regard, the safety matters most. Because sometimes we need to respond to emergency and we should monitor the status of demonstration and we should build a emergency response kind of framework to quickly connect to the relevant agencies. Currently, the rate of establishment is almost the 80%, and by the end of July, all will be finalized. So with this system established, we will be able to collect many data, much data from the autonomous vehicles demonstrated, and the data can be provided to the startups or venture companies or the companies involved in the project. So all the data will be provided through the Big Data Control Center. And I'm going to introduce you what is the role is what the role of the Big Data Control Center is. The contents of my presentation. I will first introduce you the control center and what kind of big data is collected and its future plan. First, let me introduce you the control center of big data in Sejong. It collects data about autonomous driving and road infrastructure, and then the collected data is analyzed and distributed. And all this job is done by the control center. It predicts possible errors in real time, and it provides required response measures. And then we collected the data as mentioned from the transportation vehicles and then analyze the data and provide the required information to the users. So the data or the technical some issues. We share the data and the technical issues with the SMEs and startups to better support those companies under the laws. Okay, this is the concept map of the Big Data Control Center. The use of roads, smart city, and the transportation, city service. Okay, the control center as a control tower will collect and monitor the information and monitor the autonomous driving status. And then after collecting the data from the autonomous vehicles, the control center, will be able to monitor the overall status of the transportation in the city. So we have a demonstration zone, and in the future, in a smart city, okay, the whole Sejong Smart City will be used as an autonomous driving living lab. The role of the Big Data Control Center. The control center will reflect the characteristics of the Sejong Smart City. So it will collect the data and analyze the data, and it will provide support to Open Lab, the companies, to contribute to establishment of the smart city infrastructure. It will first detect the vehicle information and demonstration information from the autonomous vehicles and through CBR, and it will also collect VTR information from autonomous vehicles. And overall, based on the autonomous driving data, it will run on kind of integrated information. It will monitor the control status and the vehicle operation status. And based on the collect data, we will provide the open lab, the data open service. For the open lab service, we will lease the VTL the equipment to the companies. And regarding data, we are going to share the data. We will share the data through the portal. The data on the achievement of the demonstration. So demonstration, public organizations and private companies and citizens together with the stakeholders will of course conduct a demonstration of autonomous driving, and then we will conduct a survey on the satisfaction level of citizens. This is a photo of a control center room. There are about 21 monitors there installed, and we operate about 100 servers. About 16,000 terabyte of data can be stored in these servers. The main screens that you can see from the control tower, the integrated management monitoring, VTR, terminal management, and communications management, infrastructure management, and print analysis management, and the driving and system management all can be done through the control center. And autonomous driving status, and then shuttle bus use status and the satisfaction level, and then the video recognition identification status all can be monitored and managed through this center, through these monitors. And the collection of big data on autonomous driving. This is the main flow of autonomous driving data processing flow. Through the 5G LTE. Okay, 5G and LTE are used for as main communications protocol. And collected information, from the autonomous driving, it is sent to the control tower, and the risk or dangerous information is sent back to the autonomous vehicles from the control tower. And what kind of data is collected by the control center? First of all, through RSU roadside unit, we collect data from the vehicles in real time, the location data, and then LTE5 based real-time information, senseless data, autonomous driving video data, simple LiDAR data for control. After autonomous driving, all the data collected will be uploaded through the Open Lab. The major video clips will be shared because the video clips requires a large volume of the storage. All the data will be collected and uploaded to the servers. Sejong City and Sejong PT. Okay, the city is establishing the required environment for demonstration. From Techno Valley to the Sejong bus terminal. Okay, this section shows from the bus terminal to the Techno Valley. There are about 30 RSUs and CPRs installed in this section. So more intensive demonstration is possible in this region. This section can be called as a test bed. So complicated road environment is included in this section. This helps to make more intensive demonstration. Precision map can be provided. And then the VTL module can be rented, and the real-time demonstration facilities were provided to store, the autonomous vehicles under test. And open lab environment. This is the office of an open lab. Startups and venture companies, they need data for their own applications. So after autonomous driving demonstration to verify the data, they need to use some spaces. So we are going to actually provide this open lab space for those companies. They can freely use this space, and that this space is directly connected to the server room. so they can monitor and retrieve the data they want from this space, and they may use the big data accumulated for their own business. So let me talk more details about this. So it will be an open lab for better communication with the citizens and to share autonomous driving information with private companies and to support those autonomous driving solution companies. The service on the demand can be conducted through the open lab, and the reservation services can be provided as well. The scope of Open Lab service. First, as I said, we will share the Open Lab space. We will support the autonomous driving demonstration, and then we will, of course, that means that we will provide the required test bed. We'll provide space for R&D and their own work to support the startups and venture businesses. And the information will be shared as well. Data sharing will be possible. Autonomous okay, information on the autonomous driving and verification information, public data set information will be provided through the big data platform, and the big data will be analyzed as well through our service. The analysis and R&D data will be provided through the platform, and the big data curation and the startups support will be in place as well. In addition, regarding marketing or the technical consulting, okay, Open Lab is going to provide the marketing services and the technical advice services. The company, I mean, the tailored kind of analysis service or the consulting service, the certification support services can be provided through the Open Lab. When we make a pilot project, they will need some budget. So we are going to provide some financial support to those companies. And then the required technology services can be provided as well to the companies. By doing so, we can advance the control tower and control center and the open lab service, and together with the Korea Transportation Research Center, we can advance the demand responsive autonomous driving service. And this way, in the future, we will better support the individual autonomous driving. And we are going to expand the scope of big data, I mean, being collected as well. So not only in Sejong, we are going to connect other regions near Sejong, including also Daejeon. We are going to collect from these areas as well. And the data on robots and drones, or the live robot data, all these data will be collected and swapped and advanced by the control center, and this advanced data will be provided to the enterprises. Okay, this concludes my presentation today. The Sejong City will take the lead in this project. Thank you very much.